Welcome to this mastery episode. This mastery episode is all about the 5 mentalities to become a master. The reason why majority of the students fail is only because they don't know what all skills that need to master in the particular game. I'm very sure that in this mastery session, it can walk you through the different areas where the children will get to know what exactly the leaders has followed. Because once you know about what the visionaries, all the great people, all the ultra successful people has done in their life, you will come to know what are their aspects to life, how their life can be made into the next levels, how their success can be attained through a detailed path. So let's dive in. The first mentality that I call it as the medium versus executive mentality. What does the medium mentality mean? It means the people who are going for the normal stuff like normal studies, coming to the home, just doing what they intend to do for the next day as if like doing their homeworks, doing the other things that they need to prepare for the next day. But what is executive mentality? Executive mentality is taking the time out in every 24 hours to do this extra learnings, to learn the skills. When you stack up your skills and when you move forward in the journey, you feel that you are getting loved for the process on what you have been dealt in. On the other hand, when the normal mentality comes into picture, they won't be having any extra energies to move forward. If urgency comes for the day as if like today the classes are not there, if the students are feeling happy, it's a normal mentality. On the other hand, if as a parent you are asking your child that can you bunk the class for the day, and if the student says that no papa, I cannot bunk it for the day because it's so important, that is the professional mentality. So it's high time for the students to switch in from the normal mentality to the professional mentality, where the student feels that each day is important for them, each minute is important for them, each second is important for them, so that they get elevated to the higher zones of energy. They get elevated to the creamiest people where they surround with, because as human beings we vibrate at certain frequencies, and it's high time for you as a child to vibrate at much higher energy, where you feel that you are working for a purpose, you are having a certain goals in your life, and as a result you feel each day as important. With that, coming to the second mentality is nothing but the rigorous versus the super finished mentality. What is a rigorous mentality? Rigorous mentality is that the mentality of students, what they have to do for the particular day. For example, they have a particular period that's in the forenoon session and particular periods afternoon session. There will be some periods they will be loving it, and there will be some periods that they won't feel much happiness to sit in the sessions. But on the other hand, when a student is developing superficial mentality, it is like each period is something that's so important for them, as if like he'll be delting the things that's most difficult for him. For example, mathematics is a subject that's so difficult for him, he'll take the mathematics subject first and he'll study the mathematics first, and he'll keep the easy subjects for the later. By doing this, you are polishing your weaknesses into strength, and I can rewrite it to not simply strength, greater strength. When greater strengths are being exercised, your child will feel that they are exercising that particular muscle day in and day out. Maybe it would be small changes that they would be getting exercise for the day, but as the child get exercised consistently, immense result will be produced in the later stages. So that is a super finished mentality that each and every child should have for the future. When they're thinking of the future, they need to think it in a manner as if like they are preparing something for the future. Their career is something that getting associated with the future, and in short, they need to reverse the process as if like the academics are contributing to their future, where the child feels that they need to show their best face for the future. With that, coming to the third mentality, it's the leader versus victim mentality. I have a beautiful quote which I heard many years back. Victims always have problems where the leaders always have solutions. We are human beings. We will all have 24 hours. But what differentiates the leader with the victim? And it is only the mentality of the leader of looking for solution or breaking down the complex problem into very simpler pieces, where they feel that each day is so important for them, where they feel that each minute is so important for them, and the leaders always look up for the higher zones. What I mean by higher zones where they're able to be a solution provider. And believe me, we are living in an era where the society has been flooded with information, and if we are not developing this attitude of being a solution provider, you're going to get eliminated with the technology. You're going to get eliminated with the higher competitors that comes in front. So always have a leader mentality where the leader feels that he can solve the most complex tasks. Then coming to the fourth important mentality that each student should master, it is nothing but but the future versus past mentality. Everybody depends on the past and creates a future. But the leaders who elevate themselves, the superstars, the ultra successful people have never compared their past with the future, because future is something that's been the same for all human beings, but how we mold the future makes a difference. And in order to make the future glorious, the student should start preparing for the future. In short, getting ready with the future readiness tag, so that the student feels that he knows what are the things that's going to happen for the future. If a student is not planning about the future, I'm very sure that he will be stuck at many points. He'll be having many dilemmas that's coming in front at many points where he is unable to solve, and ultimately what will be the result? He need to take a backtrack. He need to take an overview of what are the things that has happened to him, what are the things that has actually ruined him, and he need to again start from the first. So that's actually killing the time, because time is some of the important assets for successful ones, and when you are again wasting the time, it is killing your energies. So always look for the future, and as a kid always be ready for the future. And if you're a child who's just thinking that my educational institutions can fetch everything for the future, I am here to tell that it is a big fault that you're keeping in your mind. Educational institutions of course can serve, but it is only a part of many other subcomponents. There are many other subcomponents, including financial literacy, including which career to take, including the validation of the career, including your passion for that particular career, including the digital diet on how you need to produce more rather than you consume. Right now you may be consuming more rather than you produce, but how to move into the other state. So these are the other main components that needs to be addressed in children other than the academics or the education institutions. So as a child, you need to start working for this at the earliest in order to make your future so glorious. With that, coming to the last mentality that the student should have in order to thrive in this particular world is nothing but helper versus taker mentality. Right now, as a child, you may be taking all things as granted from your parents, from your teachers, from the society around you. But let me reveal you a truth. The actual children who thrive in this world are the ones who are helping the ones who are in need, the ones who need actual help, the ones who can put out the better things for the future. So thriving in this world is a component, but helping when you are thriving is another important component when you are living in this world. Start the process of helping when it's been needed to the correct people, and you see that you are developing as a person, you are developing as a human being, you are developing into the high energy zones. Rather than taking all things for granted, slowly cut down the process which you are getting as granted and start producing more from your side, so that your parents will be proud about you at a particular point. You will be moved from a dependency mode to independency mode. You will feel that much higher energies are there for you, because right now I can tell you over this particular camera screen that you are using only 10% of your total energies. But when you transform yourself from a taker mentality to a helper mentality, you will be improving the levels of actual energies that's vested in you, the rest 90%, so that you feel that every moment is important. You feel more focused in your studies. You feel the time is so precious. You feel the days are so important for you. So this is the actual importance of the helper mentality. Try to be in the helping mentality rather than being a taker mentality. So these are the mentalities of a greater student versus a normal student, and try figuring it out. I know that as a child some of the dots will be missing, which we are discussed in this particular video. Start reconnecting this. If you feel that you have a best friend that you can relate, whether it could be in your school or it could be in your other spiritual gatherings or whether it could be family, just share the video and start discussing on this particular topic. Start working in an accountability manner where you feel that things are happening, things are falling down for them. So wishing you the best and see you in the next video. This is Eldo Varghese signing off. Bye bye.